Hello, my Facebook, my YouTube, my Crystal Love Texas family. Different face in here today, right? Yeah, it's not Rebecca. It is Kim today.
Kim today.
Rebecca is on vacation and she won't be back for 2 weeks, but we've got my sister Kim in here. And I'm glad we've got her in here because she always lends a very, very interesting perspective to whatever we're talking about. But this week we happen to be talking about health and the things that we need to be doing to advocate for our own health, to advocate for the health of our community, and just to be good stewards of what's going on with our own bodies.
Okay.
And Kim, I know that recently you told me that you cut some things out of your diet that you didn't think you weren't having an issue with it, but you just decided that you wanted to cut them out, like things with sugar.
Oh no, that was not it. Yeah, I just didn't randomly decide. My health decided for me.
What do you mean?
My genetically high cholesterol that I could not do anything to lower, no matter how many marathons I ran, no matter how many sit-ups I did, no matter what. It was just something that was just a genetic roll of the dice. So I had to go ahead and finally get on a statin, and just to make sure there were no issues with inflammation that can come from sugar. I have cut sugar, I would say almost 95% of the sugar out of my diet.
And that was a
And
big thing for her
it was,
because she
I,
likes sweets.
I am a sugar holic. I was a sugar holic, but I've replaced it with some healthy alternatives. And so I feel better now.
And speaking of health, there are a lot of health events coming up this weekend.
Okay.
I don't know, July 19th, that should be National Health Event Day or something. Because I know that just in Southeast Houston, there are several things going on. And one of the things that's going on, and this is, I believe she told me this is the 8th year this has been done, but we're going to bring on someone who has quickly become our go-to when it has anything to do with Houston Community College and the events that are going on and sponsored by Houston Community College and the Southeast District. And I'm going to bring her on now. And there she is. Hey,
Hi
Dr.
guys, how you doing? How you going?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I love your hat.
Listen, when we have those strange fuzzy wuzzy was a bear hair days, this is what we do.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, listen, I wanted to bring you on because I noticed that there is going to be a big event coming up tomorrow. And tell us about what's happening at the Southeast campus.
It's very interesting. When I was elected in 2018, the campus was abandoned, virtually abandoned. 125 students a semester on a 100-acre campus.
Oh,
Two
beautiful. It's
really beautiful
beautiful.
buildings, but just 125 students. We needed to do something to get the community in. So we started with a health wellness backpack drive.
Yes.
And shockingly, people were walking down the side of the 288 highway to get to us. And so
Wow.
we had a packed house. It was amazing. They
Wonderful.
took tours. We fed them. It was probably 600 or 700 people just coming to
Right.
see. So we decided we'd do this every year. The
Right.
backpacks are the end of the event, but the health and the wellness. We have health and wellness organizations that attend, and this year our Coleman College will be attending. And our Coleman College, I think, has 26 or 27 programs, and most people say nursing or CNA or maybe phlebotomy, but they have
Wow.
27 programs that students can take advantage of. And so they are going to come and show their wares and strut their stuff. And it's very exciting to have them there because a lot of students can get to see other aspects of health.
Okay. I gotta
Podcast.
pull it up so we can see it right there. So tell us what we're looking at right there.
We have a great a relationship with Workforce Solutions. Workforce
Okay.
Solutions has an intake and evaluation system. Houston Community College, when we are advising our students, and maybe they're eligible for financial aid and maybe they're not. If they're
Right.
not, we send them to Workforce Solutions to get a workforce training voucher. Workforce
Yes.
sends them back to us. We train them in skills trades, levels 1, 2, and 3 certifications, and then
Right.
back to workforce to get a job. So it's a great revolving door. It works very, very well for us.
Wow.
That's
And
amazing.
some of the health partners that will be out tomorrow are who?
We split it into two. As a matter of fact, I wish I had I can bring it up on my computer. So I wish I had my document, but I actually do. We have well, let me tell you what I did that I thought was amazing. Someone recommended it, one of the associate vice chancellors, is that
Okay.
we needed to get kids involved. And we said,
Yes.
okay, what can we do? What's going on with kids that we need to fix?
Yes.
Reading. We need to fix reading. So the
Yes.
Houston Public Library is coming to
Wow.
enroll all students in to get them to have a library card.
Library card.
Great.
Yes.
And
Great.
we're going to launch Dr. P's reading room. So each time they complete a reading book, they've got to read the books, but each time they complete a book, we will be able, through a partnership with Children's Museum, to give them a Children's Museum pass. So they get a reward.
Wow.
Nice.
That
So it's
is
going to be
awesome.
amazing. So I'm going to pull up on my computer some of the organizations that are coming. Dr. Tracy Petrie will be there with her dentistry. We usually have 4 dentists that come, but since we're doing an early version,
Right.
they said they will come later in
Okay.
and so I'm appreciative of them because they have come for 7 years, less the when we had the COVID. I was there by myself distributing backpacks with a mask on. So
But
I had all
that's
We all
that.
know about that.
Yes.
Right. We all know about that.
And so let me find it on my computer so I can read what the attendee list looks like.
And
It's-
will vaccinations be given? Are they
We will
gonna
not
do
be
that,
able
or
to
we
do vaccinations this year.
Okay.
And we're asking that Coleman College do some of the basic health environments, some of the things that you do, like you get your blood pressure, you get your cholesterol.
Just the
Now,
screenings.
funny
Yes.
story, I did cholesterol check one year. I said, oh yeah, I'll be fine. I'll go in there and do it. And the lady looked at it and said, oh my God. She said, oh, it's above 100. And I thought, she said, okay, so you ate something this morning, cereal,
Uh-huh.
sugary cereal or a smoothie. I said, no, I didn't eat anything since yesterday. She said, oh, this is good. So I had to stop drinking my 16-ounce chocolate shakes every night. That was my health. And so I understand the sweet state. I understand, dear sister, how you have to give that up. So
Well,
we
you know
have,
what? No,
we
I
have,
was gonna say that's so interesting because I found out the same way when I was at a screening for a health fair. This was in conjunction with the Black Expo, and the only difference was that mine was 245. So yes,
Oh
and
my,
that
oh my.
was when I was like running 15 to 20 miles a week. So that's when I found out
It was
there's actually a
hereditary.
genetic component to it. Yeah, so
Yes.
health fairs and screenings are
Are so
very
important.
important. They're very important to the community.
Very important. So we have the colors of autism. I met this young
Oh,
lady in the
wow.
park. I
Yes.
think her grandchild, they discovered her grandchild had autism. And so she wanted to do something about it. So I have connected her to HCC's VAST Academy, which is the academy within HCC that helps students with mental or physical disabilities get a certificate or a degree and go to work. And so
Wow.
Amazing.
FAST is a nationally recognized program. It is absolutely amazing. And so the colors of autism will be there, and I'm very excited to have them. AARP 5460.
Yes.
They
Yay.
will be there in force. There are over 200 of them, and they will be in the house. The Baylor College of Medicine Teen Clinic. Do you know that a teen can come from ages 13 to 26 and get free medical care at the Baylor Teen Clinic? And that teen clinic is in Worthing High School. I think there are a total of 5 in the region. There is the Joint
Wow.
Chiropractic. They will be
Mhm.
attending. Also, what's interesting, let me see if I can read it correctly. Whole Body Health which is the CMOS. They will be in the house.
Yes.
And so Full Circle Family Services will be there. We'll have, let me see who else is coming. Dr. Tracy Petrie, she's amazing. She always comes. Bay Point Behavioral Health. Now, this is great because that is Dr. Napoleon Higgins. I have nicknamed him the Southside Psych. He is a nationally renowned psychiatrist. His specialty is African Americans and minorities. He is amazing. He is also a TED speaker. He was one of my TEDx Sunnyside speakers. He talked about Black men, stigma, and the need to get help. It is a spectacular a TEDx talk. We have NIHouse. Now, you all may or may not be familiar with NIHouse. NIHouse is an entity that helps students with learning. So it can analyze your child. So if you have some sort of challenge, ADD, ADHD, any of the OCD, because I am the OCD queen, they help you first by analyzing your child, and then they have a number of books and resources to help you to train your child to cope. We also will have Village Medical. They will be in the house, and Grand P Insurance. Now, one of our interesting entities will be Haven Memorial.
Okay, what is that?
Yes, it is a home. I call it the homegoing celebration service. They have a very very personal, very intimate focus, and so I wanted to make sure that they were there. Workforce Solutions, AARP, Crystal Lister, Mommy and Me, the Listers, and the Black Women Making a Difference, and Jones One Associates. They are all the host committee members. It's amazing. We're really thankful that we have them. Harris Health will also be in the house. We're so excited to have Harris Health in the house. This is absolutely wonderful. You will be able to get some health information and resources. Our seniors will be taken care of. And so we're looking forward to the event on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah.
I can hear you. Now, I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Hang on. Okay. Go ahead with what you were saying.
What we want to do is to establish a relationship so that people can just, like you said, get the basics. Come in and get a screening. Because if you come in and get a screening, it really does. I tell you, you could not have convinced me that my cholesterol would have been above 100. There's no way. But to know that now I have to really watch what I eat, it's wonderful to come to this. Now, I will say the other element we're doing is we want to make sure that our young people and anybody up to 55 is gainfully employed. And that is where Workforce Solutions comes in to partner with us, because we have a number of very successful training programs, most of which do not cost. And we have some with a nominal cost. If you want to learn to be a forklift operator, it is $85. You can't beat that.
Dr. Priyana, how is HCC able to do these things and provide these things? And are some of these things that are in danger of being threatened?
That was my next question.
Well, you're speaking with the audit chair, so I'm chair of the audit committee, and I always tell people, they say, well, how do you find out, how do you discover all this money, and how do you see this? And I'm like, listen, I shop for shoes on clearance in the clearance section at DSW. I can find 5 pair of shoes for $100. That means I can find any money that somebody is wasting.
That's right.
Very serious.
I'm with you.
I anticipated that we would be facing these kinds of fiscal challenges because I'm on the national board of the Association of Community College Trustees, and I'm the vice chair. So we get this information from our policy division before it even comes down the pipeline to the everyday person. So, as
Okay.
audit chair and with the audit committee, we are identifying areas where we really need to live lean. And within that, we're identifying that pool of money where we can take a portion of that money and set it aside for training.
Okay.
We have two new programs that will allow funds for people. For instance, if you're over 25 and you came to HCC and you started and you stopped, you don't
Right.
have any debt, you don't owe any HCC any money, but you don't have any money to go to school. You are
Right.
actually eligible to come back to school and get a scholarship to finish your program because you just need to finish your program.
That is
Really.
that is
Yes.
And see,
great.
these are the kind of things that people have no idea
Right.
about.
Right.
Correct.
I have Shirley's grandson.
Mhm.
I have a friend of the family whose grandson is sort of in that situation. And so many times people don't even realize that that exists. They feel that once they leave the program for whatever reason, it could be a very legitimate reason why they were not able to complete it.
Mhm.
That you know, I got to start from scratch, and it's going to be, I've got to come up with this kind of extra money and this kind of extra money, or get a grant, or try to get a loan, or and apply for all of these different things. They have no idea that there are funds available for that kind of thing. And what do they need to do?
They
Simply
need to come
ask.
in, they need to enroll, they need to
Mhm.
register for their classes. If they're
Mhm.
interested in the certifications, levels 1, 2, and 3. Now, levels
Okay.
1, 2, and 3 are stackable, so that those three go toward your associate's degree. I
Okay.
spoke with a young man, he was doing his homework. And I stopped him and said, "What made you come here?" He said, "Well, I wanted to do electrical." He said, and I was really concerned because, I'm not good at math. And I thought
Right.
that, I would have a problem. He said, "But the math wasn't hard. I thought it would
Right.
be hard because I didn't do well in school in math, but it wasn't
Mhm.
hard." I said, "So when do you graduate?" He graduates on the 27th of July. I said, "Will you be back?" He said, "Absolutely, for level 2, level 3, and my associates." That
Right.
Good.
was
Yes.
amazing. And so he was a
Yes.
young man. And so I would say to you that we have programs with funding and we want them to come in so we can work with them. And what funding we don't have, I can tell you, Workforce Solutions has training vouchers. So they want people to get trained, and especially CDL and forklift
Mhm.
operator, those level
Right.
1 entry jobs are available.
Right.
Someone else is coming. Be Busy Wellness. Be Busy Wellness
Yes.
is an extraordinary physical health entity, and they're literally in my district. So I'm very
Yeah.
excited that they are coming. They always make things absolutely amazing when it comes to health.
Mhm.
Crystal Lister, Mommy and Me, the Listers, they're going to keep the kids busy. They do
Okay.
fantastic experiments, and the kids
Mhm.
love them because they
Great.
engage the kids in science and technology. Now, their claim to
Wow.
fame, and I always tell people, I literally watch them train 3-year-olds to use an iPad to navigate an electronic ball through a maze. They
Wow.
were 3-year-olds,
Yeah.
and they train them to do it. And so it's absolutely great. Black women making a difference. Black women mad.
Right.
And
Yes.
that's what they
Yes.
call themselves, Black women mad. They are
All right.
coming and they're going to do the judges forums. They're bringing judges so that we can be well versed on what these courts are, what these
Right.
judges do in each of these courts: the probate court, the
Great.
juvenile court, the criminal court, the family law.
Yes.
What do they do? And who are they? More important, who are they? So Black
Right.
women making a difference. They're bringing the judges. So, and this is the first time we've had judges.
Mhm.
2 years ago, we had attorneys. So it's been
Wow.
really, really good. So when you
Yes.
come to get your health checked, Harris Health will be in the house. When you come to get your health checked, you can stay, you can visit all of the tables, you can visit with
Yes.
Metro because they do have discounted transportation options. And Houston
Mhm.
Community College is going to be working with that as well. Come and see. Last year, we had a little over 1,000 people.
Wow.
That is great.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Let me jump in here also. Now, I think uh, what you're doing in light of what is going on in the country right now is amazing, because there have been some things happening probably since the last time you came on.
Mhm.
The big bill,
Not so
called
beautiful. Not so
some say the
beautiful.
big beautiful bill, some say the big ugly bill. I'm just gonna say the BS bill. So the bill is, has come along, and it's gonna affect a lot of people who are on Medicaid
Mhm.
as far as work requirements.
Yes.
And people can, with HCC, it looks like you all are really kind of standing in the gap there
Right.
as far as being able to help people
Navigate
navigate to
resources.
get the resources to be able to get work, get trained, get certified, get degreed, and be able to have jobs. So
Yes.
that, with different things happening and people losing a lot of benefits, they will be able to, not miss a beat and stay on their feet. Because I know so many times those things affect our communities in a way that is a whole lot different than it affects other communities.
Yes, it does. And it affects us consistently. We're never
Right.
out of that loop. And so this is a
Yes.
way young people now, we went to school, we spent 4, 5, 6 years, bachelor's and masters. They don't have that kind of patience.
Or money,
And so you
a
must
lot of
you
times.
must engage them differently. So give them the stair steps, give them
Right.
the continuing education. We have free community learning classes. You can learn how to use your cell phone. You can learn how to use your laptop. You can learn the basics of social media. You can learn how to protect yourself from fraud. An hour, 90 minutes. It lets you get your feet wet. We have a list of classes for our seniors 55 plus. I think there are 12, maybe 15
Yes.
classes. I'm going to blast those on social media so that
Yes.
seniors who don't know anything about a computer can come in and take that computer class. Or if they want to take any of the Microsoft 365 elements, you've got
Yes.
Microsoft Word and Excel there are 5 elements of Microsoft. You can take any
Right.
one of them or all of them. And remember,
Right.
55 to 64, you pay half tuition. 65 and
Mhm.
older, you don't pay tuition. So this is a really great way for us to step back into that education realm, get our feet,
Right. That's
and
right.
get the support. Now, we're going to work hard to try. I know that we've got Trustee Dave Wilson that says we want to do free tuition. Well, seniors have free tuition, so I brag about that all the time because
That's right.
I put it on the table in 2018 and it was a unanimous vote. So
Mhm.
seniors have it. Now, how
Mhm.
we're going to get everyone else to that? We've got these packaged programs, Case
Right.
Trio, where you can do that. We have apprenticeship programs. Capital Idea is amazing. The students come, they get in Capital Idea, they get a full-time job, except they work 28 hours a week and they go to school for 12 hours a semester.
That
That
is
is
great.
amazing.
That is great.
Explain to me a little bit more. Kind of break that down to me. Tell me what that is, and what fields that
So
relates to.
perhaps you've got someone who wants to have an associate's degree in the electrical trade because you can't get associate's degree, or even more interesting, an associate's degree in cybersecurity.
Right.
If you want that, and we have a 2-year cybersecurity, we have a 4-year, we have a 2-year
Okay.
nursing program, we have a 4-year. You get a job, but you get a job in your discipline of interest. So
Okay.
say
That is
you
great.
want to be a nurse, you start off at
Yes.
CNA, you get a job in the hospital, you go through the first 2 semesters, you get a raise
Wow.
because you have
That is great.
successfully completed these semesters. You get a raise. And one young lady said, I'm already at $28 an hour. I just never thought I'd get
Wow.
past minimum wage. And her goal
Wow.
is to be a
Isn't
nurse.
that something?
You have an academic coach and you have a life coach. Because
And you're
life
changing.
happens to these young people and you
Mhm.
have to help them navigate.
Yes.
So
And you're changing
yes,
the trajectory. You're changing the trajectory of a family,
Mhm.
yes, we
of
are.
an intimate family.
Absolutely. And so many times in the job that I was in before I retired, I came into contact with the community a lot, with seniors who were my age, who did not know anything
About
about
computers.
computers.
Correct.
So many times there would be young people, high school students, and I would ask them, well, did you fill out information for FAFSA, and did you do this and this and this and this? They had no clue what this
No
was. So
clue.
I don't know if this was an issue with, information coming from the school,
From,
or,
yeah.
or just what, but it's like they had no clue. They, when they think, what am I going to do after school? The first thing they think is that, well, I guess I'll go into the military. It's like
Yeah.
all these other programs that you
Options
just
don't
talked
even
about,
exist.
it's like they have no clue about it.
And what's interesting, they have fear. They are timid to ask about it. And I've met
Mhm.
young people, and they'll see my shirt and they say, "You work at HCC?" Yeah, kind of,
Mm.
sort of. What do you want to
Yeah.
know? Well, but you want to go to school? Well, I was thinking about it, but I don't know about the math. They said, "Listen, don't worry about that.
Right.
We got you on that. What else do you want to
Right.
know? What do you think you might be interested in?" If you ask them the
Exactly.
right questions, and I
Mhm.
can tell you, it changes their lives when someone is interested enough to
Yes.
ask. And I keep my HCC, I had it on today. I keep my HCC shirt on because
Right.
people are drawn to that logo. They ask you the questions. If you give them that information, I give them my board cell number. I give
Right.
them my board email. I ask for their email. I ask them to email me and tell me what they're interested in. I forward that through board services to the right people
Person.
in
Right.
the system so that
Mhm.
they can get them enrolled, registered, and ready to go. So I can
Mhm.
say to you all, the programs that we have are extraordinary. All of the skills and trades are at the South Campus. We will have the full associate's degree. We have the classes, the 12 classes for seniors 55 and older, because those classes are structured differently.
Right.
It's a little slower pace, and it's a little more detailed discipline.
Okay.
And then we have the stackable credentials. We call them credentials of value. Then we
Mhm.
have the community learning. These are all opportunities that people can take advantage of. And we're
Yes.
going to enroll them tomorrow. We're going to register them tomorrow, along with all the
That's
health
awesome.
benefits.
That is
Awesome.
that is
Yes.
great.
Yes.
That is absolutely great. You know what? One thing, when you touched on um, the ability to not only work but work and be able to go to school at the same time in order to be able to and then get a raise, that kind of thing.
Right.
One thing is that so many people in our community, it's not that they're not employed. So many times they are underemployed.
Yes.
People are working, so many times
They're
people
working
are
hard.
working full-time jobs plus another part-time job
Yeah.
just to
Right.
be able to keep, a roof over their heads. And, it's made to seem like these people are not working and maybe still on Medicaid.
Right.
It's made to seem that so many times these people are not working, but if you're working and all together you're still only making $12 an hour with all the jobs you have all together,
Not good.
it's you're underemployed.
That's right. And what this does is, I always ask the young man that I videotaped him, and I will send you all the video. I'll share it with y'all so you can post it.
Yes.
He's going to work because his instructor and one of the directors, Mr. George Davis, are going to make sure he's employed.
Right.
So he's not going to walk out of this classroom looking for a job. We have companies that come into the classroom looking for employees. And so
Yes.
our next focus is going to be, we're going to look at registration and enrollment. And I am asking that companies come for a job fair as we partner with Workforce Solutions. They must agree to hire on the spot.
Wow.
That's great.
Now,
That
I
is
was
great.
involved in that with Daikin Corporation. You know, their name is on the
Yes. You were telling us. Yeah.
I partnered with them a few years ago because they needed, hold your breath, 6,000 employees. They were short
Wow.
6,000 employees. I hosted that with
Right.
with Tom Ramsey. I hosted it with Tom Ramsey, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Uh-huh.
That day, Daikin Corporation hired 1,350 people.
Yes.
That's amazing.
You know what they
That's
told me?
amazing.
We've never had more than 50 people to show up at our job fairs. I said, oh no, that's not what I do.
Right,
That's
right,
amazing.
right.
That's
And,
amazing.
and Dr.
So,
Priya, you were saying that at that particular event, that some of those people may not, Daikin was also willing to, they may have had the basics that they needed, but they were willing to any type of specialized training to,
That's right.
for their, they're willing to do that while they're learning.
They were
that's
willing
right.
to pay, yes.
Now
And
let me
we're
go
doing
ahead,
something
Dr.
really great with the Harris County Precinct 4 and Harris County Precinct 1. Those two precincts, by MOU, are allowing their employees to come to school at HCC, and they're covering the cost.
That's great. That
Isn't that
is great. I know so many times the
That's
city and
amazing.
county have extended learning programs
Right.
that partner because of big partnerships with the different schools. Now, are people able to, let's just say, once they get their associate's degree, at that point, are there avenues for them to go on and maybe get their bachelor's?
That's what she's going to talk about today. Yes.
We have partnered agreements with four-year universities. Now we have 2 4-year programs,
Mhm.
but we're going to add more. Ours are called applied, which is industry standard bachelor degrees. So the industry crafts for us what they need. We create the syllabi and the curriculum for it. And so they're applied degrees.
Okay.
And so the 4-year institutions don't do applied degrees like that. They have the traditional learning curve for the 4-year degree. So this makes it very easy. Now, here's what's wonderful. If you can get a 9th grader to sign on and take 2 classes a semester, that 9th grader can graduate with a 2-year degree.
Right.
Now we have a 4-year degree.
Mhm.
So we may have to add two classes a semester plus a summer. This is a game changer.
It is.
Your parents do not pay for dual credit in early college, high school.
Right.
So that means there's no impact of you having to borrow money. Now, there is a law in that big strange bill that says if you've been borrowing money and you want to get a master's degree or a doctorate and you've got to borrow money to do it, we all know you have to borrow money to do it.
Right. Yes.
The system is going to look at how much you've borrowed as an undergraduate, and then your ceiling for loans is $200,000.
Okay.
And we know in some of these places a PhD is 100.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if you already have loans at the 4-year level, then you won't be getting a master's or a doctorate.
Right.
Because you won't have enough bandwidth for that
Right.
$200,000 threshold. So the wisest thing to do is to get these young people engaged in high school and get those 2-year degrees, get those certifications that go toward a 2-year degree, get that 4-year degree. And when you get out, go get a master's, and you won't have to have a loan to do it. It's amazing how you can work these things for people to get what they need for the quality of their life.
Okay, so let me see if I can wrap this in a big bow and understand it on my 3rd grade level.
Stop.
A 9th grader, let's just say at Worthing High School.
Worthing Early College High School.
It's now early college.
Yes.
And that 9th grader can come in, they can take 2 classes a semester. And
In addition to their regular
curriculum, 2 additional classes a semester, and graduate when they do their graduation in 12th grade from high school. They will have completed requirements and have an associate's degree or certification. And maybe, depending on how the program is set up with maybe an additional class or something on a Saturday, they could possibly, depending on the degree, possibly be able to have completed a 4-year bachelor's degree. Is that
Absolutely.
correct?
That is
That is
correct.
Okay.
that
And
is
remember, all of
unbelievable.
your college courses are, you get credit for your high school courses. So if you take college history, you get credit for high school history.
Of course, yeah.
Right,
So you
right.
get dual credit. So you complete your high school diploma
Mhm.
while you're completing your associate's or bachelor's degree. And listen, if they do one class a semester, they knock out that dirty 30 freshman hours. Everybody hates the dirty 30. Everybody
Right.
hates it.
Yes.
Get it off
That's
your
right.
plate.
Yes.
And,
Well, let me
and
ask.
I talked to coaches in colleges that said, if you can get them to do that, we
Right.
will recruit every single athlete you have. Isn't that amazing?
Repeat that. Repeat that.
The college coaches that I have spoken with said that if we can get those high school athletes to take that one class a semester every
Mhm.
semester and complete that freshman year of dirty 30 hours,
Yes.
they
Yes.
will recruit every high school athlete we have.
Wow. That's
Because
amazing. So every young person here in the city or where
You're taking away
HCC
the barriers.
serves, yeah,
The
exactly.
barriers are being removed.
That's right. Every young person should be able to know about this. Now, let me ask you this. Do the young people have to have a certain GPA to be able to, take these early college classes, or do they have to, maintain a certain GPA? How does that work?
there are two options for that. You
Mhm.
take the Texas Success Initiative exam, which qualifies you to be a student. You are allowed to take your first class without taking the TSI. You are allowed to take your level 1 certification without
Okay.
the TSI. Chancellor Margaret Ford Fisher of Houston, now Houston City College, we'll talk about that. She says that high school students, all high school students, can take their level 1 certification at no cost. So
That's great.
it helps you to understand the ebb and flow of the college academic experience. Now,
Yes.
of course, in college, it's always a C average and you pass your classes. So that remains the same. The blessing in this is the freshman year is so difficult because you're so busy transitioning.
Yes.
So you're struggling to try to understand what life looks like now and
Yes.
these academic responsibilities.
Right.
This gives you the option to take your time and move through those classes while you're in high school and getting credit for both. And I will
Right.
tell you, young people, they need this because
Mhm.
if there's no money for college,
Yes.
early college, high school, and dual credit is the absolute way to go.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's
Absolutely.
it. That's wonderful. Okay, so let me ask you another thing. I mean, so many questions.
I told
This
you.
is great.
That's why.
So many questions.
Yes.
Now for young people who might be kind of on the cusp as far as passing the test
Mhm.
that is needed, the CSI. Was that
The TSI, Texas Success.
TSI. Okay. All right. So for young people who might be, struggling a little bit to be able to pass the test, are they able to maybe get some sort of tutoring or some sort of assistance in, in prepping test prep?
Because her daughter went to test prep. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a
She did not have to
different
go to test
situation.
prep.
Mhm.
Yeah, she didn't have to do that. We have the Texas Success Initiative boot camp. We spend half a day training the students in everything that's going to be on the test and how to take the test. It's a 4-hour
No
training,
excuses.
and they can take that training more than once.
That
And
is
that's
great.
no
Every child should do
Okay.
this.
Okay, Dr.
Every
Fredo,
young
let
person
me
should
ask
know
you
this.
this. How do the students who are the high school students around this city and county even find out about these types of programs? Because I can tell you from a classroom teacher who is sitting in the classroom with them daily, they or their parents have no clue.
Clueless.
How is this information disseminated?
They're clueless.
Well, I'm like you. I was really frustrated about that. So I
Yeah.
decided to use my personal social media platform. And
Yeah.
so I have been blasting this information out. Some of the groups I'm part of, one of the groups is 525,000 people.
Right.
And so they don't know. The adults don't know. So
Yeah.
I'm blasting this out and keeping it out in the forefront because social media is how our young people communicate. We can say whatever we want.
Yes.
Social media is their communication platform. And when they see something, I see these for pay entities, these for and for pay organizations, training organizations, they have their place. But when
Yes.
you are underpaid and at or below that poverty line, the
Right.
last thing you need is a $20,000 loan.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
And
Yes.
so
That's true.
I have been putting out, and this from now through December, I'm going to be blasting what's available for fall semester because we have 3 different start dates in every
Mhm.
semester. Every semester we have 3 different start dates. So, and we have a 3-week semester credit class for 3 weeks in December when school is out. Isn't that amazing? So if you can't do a whole semester, you can get a class done in 3 weeks.
Okay,
That
I'm
is
gonna
great.
go back for just a second. You said that with HCC you have 3 different start dates in the fall.
Yes. Yes. And in the spring, we start at the regular term near the end of August, and then we start again about 3 weeks later, and then we start again about 3 weeks later. Because classes can be 12 weeks long, they can be 8 weeks long,
Right.
they can be
That's
16
right.
weeks. So
Mhm.
you've got to stagger those times. And
Mhm.
people appreciate the 3-week class during winter break. They really
That's
appreciate
right.
that.
That's
That's
right.
true. And
It makes the time go faster. We are now looking at what's called hybrid. Now, I'm going to age myself. When I got married and moved to Mississippi, I was working on a doctorate, and I was at the University of Southern Mississippi, and they had the Hattiesburg campus and they had the Gulf Coast campus. I lived on the Gulf
Right.
Coast. So instead of forcing students to drive, they did what was called their closed circuit television class. So the professor
Yes.
1 week would come in our class and be broadcast to Hattiesburg, and the
Right.
next week be in Hattiesburg and be broadcast to us. We now have that. It's called hybrid. So that
Yes.
when you start a class and you might have 3 people that live in the South, 8 people that live in the West, 4 people
Right.
that live central, and 12 people that live in the East, they can all take the same class.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
That's
that is
wonderful.
so convenient. And
Yes, it
nowadays,
is.
people do everything on their phone, so they can go to class on their phone.
They sure can.
Okay, Dr. Prater, let me ask you this. As far as HCC is concerned, for the disciplines that are offered at the different campuses, for example, at South Campus, tell us exactly what the disciplines are. Is nursing offered? What are some of the things that are offered? Are they offered at different things at different campuses?
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
so excited. I'm so excited about this. Okay, we have phlebotomy and CNA.
Mhm.
Those are your foundational nursing courses.
Yes.
We now are going to offer lashes and nails.
I
Isn't that
was wondering about those cosmetology type things.
Yeah, you know what? So that means that someone wouldn't have to take an entire cosmetology course. They could just take lashes and nails and go out
Yes.
and literally start a business.
Yes,
With
and
lashes and
we're
nails.
tying that to learn into the fundamentals of business because we have a division
Wow.
run by Dr. Maya DeNovo for small business. So we want to
Yes.
train them to have a small business. And listen, my dad had a full-time job and he had a side hustle. And
Right.
all
Yes.
the neighbors, all
Everybody.
the dads had a full-time job and a side
That's
hustle.
right. Everybody.
Yeah,
That's right.
My dad was the mechanic. The next door neighbor dad was the barber. The dad across
Right.
the street was the diesel mechanic. The other dad was a plumber. One dad was a carpenter. You didn't
That's
have
right.
to leave the neighborhood to get anything you need.
That's right.
That's
Side
right.
hustle was always there.
Yeah.
That's right.
So nails and lashes gives them an opportunity to start a business. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to get them to go mobile so they can come to my house. so I don't have to go into church.
Right.
And I had
What about
someone that did that there almost 25 years ago. And so he's
Yes.
now blind. And he said, I was so glad when you told me to do that, because I called 12 of my friends and said, listen, Blade will drive to the house. They need to be mobile. So we don't have to.
Yes.
So Nails and Lashes, this is a game changer for South Campus. Having the
Yes.
full associate's degree, the Associates of Science degree, that is a game
Wow.
changer at that campus,
That
because
is.
over almost 1 million cars pass that location every day.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
So
right.
make it convenient for them to go to school and to have
Yes.
that cosmetology, those two cosmetology elements. I don't know if they require you to have a braiding certificate. I don't think they do yet.
That's
But
what I
if
was
they
wondering. I was going to
do,
ask if y'all offer braiding.
they should.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I am very excited. Barbering is at Central College. Now,
Yes.
I am requesting that South Campus would establish music, because the South
Yeah.
Side of Houston is anchored in music. We are
They
music,
are.
Yes.
and
That's
we
right.
have always been. And so I'm
Yes.
asking that we have that. Also, I'm asking that we enhance our STEM. So if you all come and visit us on September the 6th, we're going to have a STEM-tastic carnival, which is hosted by Crystal Lister and Mommy and Me, the Listers. Last
Okay.
year, she had over 1,000 people to come, and she had
Wow.
20 stations set up, and the kids lost their minds, and the parents were
kids
tired
love it.
watching the kids have fun.
They love STEM.
We are going to, let me tell you, we are going to make Houston Community College South Campus, and now we're Houston City College South Campus,
Mhm.
the hub for social and education and cultural for our region. It's just too easy to do. And
It
this
is.
is a game changer. And my goal tomorrow is to have every family, every child in every family be signed up for a library card. That's
That's,
first.
that
That is awesome.
It's going to be amazing. Now, if you guys come, AARP 5416 will be in the Willie Lee Gay Hall. They have their own health specialists. They have Village Medical. They have the CMOS Company. They have Haven Memorial, Full Circle Family Services,
Mhm.
Kim Health Services. And I think an ice cream company is coming called Royal. Let's see what it says. Royal Homemade Ice Cream.
Ooh.
So we don't get to
You know,
sample
people
the
say
ice
food,
cream,
they'll come out.
but we
Oh,
get to
yeah.
learn about her business. So
Right.
when we do these things on one campus, we bring the whole community in. Star
Yes.
of Hope with their 400 families will be there. They will
Wow.
That's great.
awesome.
be 2 blocks away,
Mhm.
and they are going to go through the Workforce Solutions program and get their vouchers and come back to us for training. We're establishing
awesome.
culinary arts. We want our seniors, we're creating a special culinary class for our seniors, and we are hoping that Star of Hope's federally certified kitchen will be the classroom so that our seniors don't
That
have to
would be
drive
great.
downtown.
That's right.
That is amazing. You know what? It sounds like literally within maybe a 3 to 4 year period, you can literally change the trajectory of an entire community, an entire city.
Yes, and that's what I was getting ready to say, because if you look at it, just in sitting here listening to you speak, I'm thinking of how our community historically, just in this country, has been a community that is labeled as being on the receiving end of social services and all of this type of thing historically.
It's labeled,
Labeled.
not the truth, but labeled
Yes.
as such.
But think about what could happen if every community college system in the country could implement these types of programs
Yes.
and offer them like they do. 10 years from now, Dr. Prieta, that would not be the case anymore if people could take advantage of this
Yes.
and change their circumstances, because what you're speaking of are things that would literally take people out of a poverty trajectory.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Right. And I want to tell you that's the plan. I am vice
Yes.
chair of the Association of Community College Trustees. It is 6,500 trustees and 1,200 community colleges.
Mhm.
These
Yeah.
programs that are happening at South Campus, the way that we are structuring our partnered agreements, I am taking those to the national table. The goal
Mhm.
is to make sure that we exchange these opportunities and standards and offerings so that they are offered across the nation rather than just in small pockets. And
Yes.
I really want that to be my legacy at the national level because I
Yes.
want
Yes.
next year, I want these kinds of programs to be highly successful, not just
Yes.
setting
Yes.
for dual degree, dual credit in early college, high school, having these structured stackable degrees, having nails and lashes, having high
Mhm.
school. Can you imagine high school kids having their own small business? Because
Yes.
in
Yes.
Yes.
2 years
Yes.
after they graduate, they are
Mhm.
electrical journeymen. Can you imagine that
Yes.
at 20 years old being a journeyman?
Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
This is the direction we
That's
have
right.
to take. And we have
Yes.
agreements for the 2 year degrees going into 4 years, especially in the engineering and the sciences. We have
Right.
transfer programs
Amazing.
into our colleges and universities, including Texas Southern University and Prairie View. And
Right.
my goal now is to make sure that our students can transition into those other 4 year institutions if that's where they want
Hmm.
to go, but to
Hmm.
start and not have to pay. That
That's
Yeah.
right.
first big step.
That's exactly right.
Dr. Prieta, how, first of all, is it, are any of the classes that would preclude a person who has been formerly incarcerated from participating or enrolling?
No, we had for many years a training program in the jail, and our Sheriff Ed Gonzalez is asked that we resurrected because they had
Yeah.
great success. They would come out
Yes.
and get a job because they would.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
Yes.
there
Absolutely.
nothing precludes them. They can come to be trained and educated. Everybody needs some sort of credential. If we're going to
Yes.
do what the
Yes.
governor has required, which is by the year 2030, 60% of Texans should have a certificate or a degree, I don't see where we have to fail at that.
That's
That's right.
absolutely right. Now, let me ask you something, Dr. Prieta. With HCC, do they go to, let's say, college nights at the high schools, or different kind of? I'm sure you all do outreach, but let's just say for every single high school in the city or middle school, if you're coming
Yeah.
out, literally, if you come targeting ninth graders,
My eighth graders
means-
needed to be able to hear what she just
Yeah,
said
exactly.
before they left
yeah,
going
high
to high
school is
school.
almost high school. I don't want to say it's too late, but you have a ripe opportunity. Let's just say at middle schools, and then
Graduating
be able
eighth
to
graders. Yeah.
have the kids
And
be able to
that is
segue.
exactly what I've been doing at the governance table. I said you're going to have to start onboarding in 6th and 7th grade.
Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
Once you start
Yes.
onboarding at 6th and 7th grade, walk them through a medical lab, walk
Yes.
them
Yes.
through a welding classroom, walk
Right.
them through the HVAC classroom. Let them
Yes.
see what you do in electrical in South Campus. In the middle of the workforce building, a classroom sits that has a 2-story building in it where students learn how to wire both residentially and commercially.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They're putting their hands on it. It's the hands-on thing.
Mhm.
You're absolutely right. We've got to start onboarding early, exposing them to what they can see and what they
Mhm.
can have and what
Right.
the opportunities are. I went to Rice University. I was a Texas Southern University graduate in chemistry too at the
Right.
same time. And I went to Rice University. Do you know why I went? Because I saw a picture.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We weren't walking around at Rice University back then.
Right.
Mhm.
I
Right.
saw a picture at age 13, and that's where I
Yes.
wanted to go. These
Yes.
things are simple. If you expose them now at my campus,
Yes.
what's going on now is Urban STEM. Urban STEM is a STEM nonprofit, Dr. Monique Michaud, who trains students from 6th to 12th grade in robotics and coding. Now,
Okay.
in the summer, it's the 6th and 7th and 8th graders, and they
Right.
learn a code a week for 6 weeks. and it is not fluff. They must
Wow.
learn to code. They are given a physical object to code and test
Yes.
and prove that their coding works. This
Wow.
is a game changer. Sixth
Yes,
grade.
it is.
And these kids
And
are
is
great
there
coders. We
is
have
there
Hmm?
is there a fee for that kind of program?
No, that's free.
That I mean, there no excuses. There are no excuses, but I think it's just
Parents don't have the
just
information.
don't have the information. It's out there. All the support is out there,
Well-
but people need to know
Well,
about
I can say this. I can say this, and I have no reason not to be able to do this. On my end, from where I am in Fort Bend ISD, and we have a campus that whereby the administration is very, very open to any types of innovative ideas and programs to be brought into that campus. And I will certainly sit down with my administration and talk to them about having these types of things introduced to them, because there's a very strong PTO. There's a very strong PTO there.
That is the key. PTO.
Yes.
I was a PTO queen for many, many years. And I always
Yes.
tell people I was a PTO queen for many, many years. And
Yeah.
Johnston Middle School, a group of ladies put me in the presidency because they said you can pull it off. They had maybe 40, 50 families out of 1,350 kids. That first year, we pulled 400 families.
Wow.
And we branded everybody and everything. And
Yes.
we elevated the respect of the teachers because we remodeled their teachers'
Break
lounge.
room?
They had a real
Yes.
lounge. They said
Yeah.
they didn't want to come out of the lounge to go teach. It was so nice.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we helped that principal make
Yes.
sure that those students could get everything they could get because we advocated. We can do this now. I've got to work on Worthing because I don't know where they are with principaling, and we've got to have a principal that's
Right.
going to work with us.
That's
And
on
I'm
board. That's
very
right.
vocal about that because it's
Yeah.
Jersey College High School.
Right.
And
Yes.
if that principal doesn't understand the value, then we're going to have a very public discussion about it.
That's right.
Woo.
That's right.
Okay. Well,
We
know,
must
this
have
is-
a very, because clearly
Yeah.
you don't understand what these students need in order to survive walking
There you
out
go.
of these doors.
That's
And if
right.
you don't
That's exactly
understand, you don't need to be a principal.
That's
You
right.
need to go.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
where you go,
That's
as long as
right.
you're not in Worthing.
That's right.
And you know what? This is wonderful because all this support that HCC
It's
is
offering.
offering.
Yes.
You know, my daughter went to Catholic school, so it was, everybody had test prep, everybody had FAFSA night, the families all came. It was just the kind of thing that you didn't even think twice about. But so many schools, public schools, either don't have the resources, or some of them maybe don't think that the kids are going to take part, so they don't
They don't even offer it.
They don't even offer it. The kids, like I said, the kids who came into our program when I was with the city, literally they had never heard of any sort of
this.
program like this. They just didn't know. So
And
yes,
we
schools
must
definitely
do-
need to be an active partner in all this.
Absolutely. Listen. We're going to the Worthing. There will be a backpack and community drive at Worthing. The young man that does it, his nonprofit, he actually is an adjunct professor at HCC, which is amazing. He's an amazing young man, and they offer this every year, and they invite us. And we have a table, and I literally walk through the crowd and bring the parents back to the table to find out everything we have and sign them up. Because sometimes people are just not going to come to you. They
Yeah.
get to that chair and go to the
Yes.
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 That's what you have to do.
A
And
lot
so
of programs,
I'm looking forward to this. Ladies, let me tell you, the goal now is to get down to the elementary school level.
Yeah.
there it is.
go.
There it is.
Yes.
A lot of the programs bilingual.
Yes, HCC has bilingual programs because I'm on the southwest side, and of course, culturally,
Right.
we're so international.
Right.
We
That's
actually train for our skills and trades. We train in English and Spanish,
That's
and we
awesome.
translate for Vietnamese and some of the other languages.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's necessary to
Yes.
acculturate people. It's
Yes,
necessary.
yes.
And you don't even have to make it more difficult.
Exactly, and being the most diverse city in
In the
the
country.
country, those things we have to do those kind of things. They don't need to be clawed back for any reason, because of
Anything
things that are
else.
going on out there in the wider community. They need to be encouraged.
And Dr. Priyetta, I'm going to pull this up one more time. Can you tell us what time tomorrow people need to make their way over to the campus? Give us the address. And is there a registration? Do they need to register, or do they just come there?
They
And
can come. We had some RSVPs, pre-registrations,
Mhm.
but it come at 9 o'clock. I would say get there between 8:30 and 8:45 and park. We have
Okay.
268 parking spaces behind Willie Lee Gay. We have
Okay.
overflow parking in the South Early College High School building,
Okay.
which is behind Willie Lee Gay, behind and to the left. And so we
Okay.
want you to come. And when you come, you can register at the table. If you want to register for the Health, Wellness, and Backpack Drive, we have a form for that. And then if you want to just register to come in and do your workforce financial aid, your free tuition information, we have a separate form for that. And let me tell you, it gets lively. It's going to be very lively tomorrow.
That is so exciting. And give us the address again.
1990 Airport Boulevard at 288 South.
Okay, and that's going to be the campus that we see if we're driving towards Pearland.
Yes.
And you look over to the right. That's
Yes.
going to be the big HCC.
Yes.
Is it a one-story building next
The
to a
one-story
two-story
building, right? The one-story building is Willie Lee Gay Hall for seniors
Okay.
55 plus. The two-story building is workforce, and that is for the families.
That is awesome.
Great.
And tomorrow from 9 until 1, get there. Backpacks will be distributed with school supplies in them.
Yes, we listen. We received a
Yes.
blessing. Thank you, Pastor Walter August. Thank you, Becker family. Thank you, because God always has a plan. But I said, okay, we got backpacks. We may not have enough backpacks. We have no school supplies. That got solved.
Wow.
Yesterday.
One of our mentors.
Yesterday.
It was one of our mentors.
And
Yes.
so we have that, and I do believe we will have enough. We will also have a drawstring backpack with the HCC logo on it.
Awesome.
Because your high school kids don't necessarily need a backpack.
Right.
But a drawstring backpack is a
They're
light
carrying it. Yes.
fabric, and the fabric is really tough, and it's really nice looking. So they will get that. But yes,
That's awesome.
ladies, it's going to be great tomorrow. Only thing I'm missing is a band. I'm missing a band. If I had a band, so I will tell you, we will do a parking lot party with the live band because I've got a live band. We're going to have to do a live band party, maybe October, early November in the fall when it's not.
Well,
That was going to be my next question. Is something else coming up later on?
Tell us about the other things.
Yeah, so we can help prep for it.
September 6th is the STEM-tastic. What does she call it? She calls it the amazing. What does she call it? Crystal Lister. She calls it the STEM-tastic Carnival. What she does is last year she had 6 stations outside. Inside she had 12 tables and another 8 stations. She had virtual reality. She had the bloody handprint where they wipe your hand with something and it looks like it's nothing on your hand, and you put it on the paper and you got all these bloody hands. So little kids had bloody hands. You had Gwen Jones. Now my dear friend Gwen Jones passed away. She had her purple megaphone. She had those kids doing their art projects. I mean, the kids were everywhere. The parents were exhausted. The kids were all over the place. And all of the amazing, they brought little animals. The little girls had the bearded dragons hanging off their shirts. I mean, it was so cute. And they're walking around with the little bearded dragon. And half the boys didn't want to do it. The little girls thought they were just so cute. They wanted to put on the jacket and walk around. So, and Crystal Lister is a NASA scientist.
Yeah.
When she was in high school, all she wanted to be was a cashier.
Wow. Her story, I'm sure she has a remarkable story.
She has a TED Talk, and she talks about clean up on aisle 9. And all she wanted to be was a cashier, and someone exposed her to STEM.
That's right.
Yes.
So
That's right.
we have an obligation. That
Mhm.
STEMtastic, STEMazing Carnival, it is. She has sponsors out of the wazoo. I
Wow.
mean, it's gonna be huge, and she's expecting to double the attendees that day. So she's
That
looking
is
for
awesome.
over 2,000 attendees.
Yes. And you know what? One thing about it, if you partner with the Houston Parks Department, they have a large, ready community of young kids that would be,
All over the
that
place.
would be filling that place.
I love it, and this is what makes this special. Is this is how we were raised.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had the May Fete. We had our sports things. We had music in elementary school. This
And
is how
everybody
we were
showed
raised.
up. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Everybody
so
showed
if
up.
those things can be at HCC, we've got plenty of
Yes.
space. It's 100 acres. It's 104 acres. We've got plenty of
That's
space.
right. That's
So
right.
we can do these things in a place that's easy to get to. You ladies, you may not know that the I think it's the number 87 bus drives up on the campus and lets you out at the front door.
That's what I was wondering, if it's accessible through Metro.
Yes, it is.
And I'm sure the Metro lifts come up and bring people who are
Yes, they
eligible.
do.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Prada, when any of these things come up, now we're going to blast this
Thank you.
overnight.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And we're gonna see how many people we can help you get over there. But when these things are coming up, please do not hesitate to let us know, because
Mhm.
if we know a week in advance, we can at least get you
We'll
another.
get more than that.
Yeah, at least get
Yeah.
you another maybe 3,000 hits.
Yeah, with
of people.
churches.
Oh, that would be
and-
great.
and,
Ah.
churches and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. They
Thank
need
you,
a couple
thank
of weeks in order to tell
Yeah.
people. Yeah, their
Thank you,
congregations are
thank you.
huge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know
Ladies,
our
I
church, I know our
appreciate you
church
all.
would have just, our church just moved back into their campus 2 weeks ago. And they're right there at the corner of 288 and Alameda Genoa.
Yep.
Just moved back into
Is
the
that
campus.
Jones Memorial?
Yes.
Yes,
We
yes.
were born in that church. That's our church.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Jeremy Brown. Jeremy
Yes.
Brown is one of the members, and Deborah Neal and her family. They used to be at Blue Ridge, and they're at Jones Memorial.
Okay.
I've got friends in Jones Memorial. I know Jones Memorial.
Good,
I
good.
visit. I know Jones Memorial very well.
Yes, and they
Listen,
are
you can shoot
they
them
are
a
very
text and let
open
them
to
know.
And they
anything
are
like this.
That's right.
To
Any
information.
type of community partnerships, they want to be involved, and we will make sure we,
Information, yes.
and the pastor is very, very
Pro
willing to sit
education.
down. Yes, he definitely is.
Mhm.
Pro
And definitely-
education.
That's right. That's right. But Dr. Prieta, I want to thank you so much for
Yes.
Most
pulling.
welcome.
Like I said,
I
so
didn't-
many
I told you, I said, can you jump on for a few minutes? And I said, I'm only gonna hold you for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That never works, does it? That never works.
Listen,
Because we
I
start
love,
talking.
I love doing these shameless plugs for HCC. I really love doing it. So thank you for allowing me to. This
But you
gives
know
us
what?
a new reach. And listen, ladies,
Yes.
we
Yes,
need to
and-
reach. We
Yes,
need to
and
reach.
everything that you said, everything is so important, and everything you were telling us about something new. Just every 2 minutes, it was something I hadn't heard of.
Mhm.
Before I let you go, this is gonna be real quick. Tell me one more time about the clinic for the students that's free from 18 through 26.
13 to 26. It is called the Baylor College of Medicine Teen Clinic, and it is literally medical care. It is not. It's not that like you go to the nurse and you get a Band-Aid.
Yes.
It is literally medical care.
good.
Wow.
13 to 26, and then once the kids 13 to 17, their parents sign them up. They can go in and
Yes.
get their medical care. Isn't that amazing?
So,
Yes.
so there are doctors on site and
There are nurse
practitioners?
practitioners. Yes, nurse
Yes.
practitioners on site, and
And
those
if they need to
ladies
be
are
referred,
very good.
if they
Yes,
need to be referred, they'll refer them on to someone.
yes, they will.
Absolutely.
Yes, they
Absolutely.
now most of the time they can treat them, which
Yeah.
is what they treat them
That's
on the spot,
awesome.
and it is sitting in Worthing High School.
That's
Wow.
that's amazing.
It's
Can they
in
get
Worthing
like
High
real
School,
woman
yes.
exams and
Yeah, can they get,
It's like, I mean, like nuts and bolts, well woman exams,
Yes, they can.
STD,
They learn about sexual health, which is
yes,
crucial for kids because they're
right,
not teaching it. They're not teaching
right,
it.
right.
yeah.
These
And once
kids are
they're
getting
18
into all
years old,
kinds of things.
yeah.
And
That's right.
so they teach, they when they come in, they prepare them for that and they help them to understand and navigate because some of them do come in sick already.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Brianna, thank you so much
Most
for
welcome.
stopping in to talk to us. Kim and I are going to try our best to get over there tomorrow, and we're going to. Where are you going to be? Tell us where you're going to be.
I will be in the. I'll start with the seniors, and I'll move to the. I start with the workforce to register, and move to check on the seniors at 10, and come back to the workforce at 11. So you'll see me. You know I have my favorite cane with my light on the end. You'll see me,
Yes.
but just come, and that way you get to see what's in that workforce building. And I think today they did level 1 inspection of the nails and lashes, so you'll be able to look in the window and see those classrooms and see what they look like.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. And we are going to try to stop in tomorrow, but like we say every week, when we end, like Rebecca and I did, we can do it. And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye.